Welcome to the Sold Too Early Sports Card Podcast, repackaging the same three ideas, just like your favorite repack products. That's Kai. I'm buying Kabooms at 100% comps. And today we are joined by one of our friends on this podcast, someone who's been on here before, someone who we honestly talk really high of every now and again for whatever reason. Mikey and Mikey's Cards. Dude, how are you doing, man? Kai, how are you as well?
Mikey?
Oh, I'm doing okay, but definitely not as good as Kai's doing.
I see you upgraded the setup from last time.
Did I?
You had your nice cat ear headphones or whatever.
Oh, those are my wife's. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have no headphones. These are. You know what? It's actually a funny story because I know it's like the bougiest thing I own. I own 3 pairs of the same Bose headphones because I work out with these, and then I used to travel a lot to go to shows, and then I realized that they smelled putrid because I worked out in them, and I sweat like a farm animal. So I had to get another pair, and then they broke. But I didn't know you could replace the foam parts of it, so I bought another pair, and then I realized after you can just replace it. And I don't think pairs.
I mean, not for nothing. I have Bose headphones as well. Like I have the noise canceling ones. I don't remember the name of
the game changer, absolute game changer.
Dude, one of the most essential things for traveling to card shows frequently is just like being comfortable. Because like I don't like to fly. I don't think most people like to in general. Like if I'm getting bougie, that is the one thing I will always pay a little bit more for. And once I upgraded from like the standard like Apple headphones to AirPods, which were okay, to like the noise canceling headphones, dude, way better. No more children can get in my ears and like scream and cry. I couldn't hear the plane going down with and that's my advertisement right there for Bose. We're obviously sponsored by them. Yeah, Kai, it took 2 minutes for us to hit the deep end, but what's going on with you? How's everything with you?
Good. Nothing really out of the ordinary. I think we have a fun little thing planned for the NFL draft. I know Mikey's a really big football guy, so he's going to take part as well. I'm just kidding, but yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing's really going on that special, I don't think, in the card world right now, at least unless you guys can think of something.
Not really. I mean,
There's
I know
drama.
Yeah, there's always drama going on. I know Minnesota just had a card show this past weekend. I haven't heard too much about it.
Heard it was buns.
Really? That's kind of sad.
I heard it was. I mean, to an extent, it's Minnesota. I think shows like that will be plagued by the same thing that like the Midwest Monster will be. And I've been someone who's always wanted to go to the Midwest Monster, but cannot justify the 6 to 7 hour minimum travel because there's just not a close airport that's easy for me to get to. Shows like Chicago and Dallas will always be supreme for that matter because you can just get there easy from anywhere in the country. I think Minnesota is kind of like that, where even if you have a great show, and I'm sure there's so many shows that are so great, and they're just meant to be local shows, not ones you really travel into, unless you can drive.
There's definitely something to that. I was actually going to say how I'm considering going in September to that show, only because like after May Dallas, like I'm going to be out of cards for 2 months. Like my wedding's coming up, my honeymoon, like I'm going to want to like not be paying attention to the market, not going to want to be like losing thousands of dollars every single week when one bad comp happens.
He's not committed to the game.
Yeah, I'm not going to be on the grind at my wedding selling cards. I'm going to be very much out of cards for about 2 months. I'm going to be very okay with that. Nice little sabbatical. But when I return and come back, like the Nationals right there and then Burbank, I was looking for other like not 3rd tier or 4th tier shows, but like something to kind of like pick up the pace because I really am going to want to hit the ground running into like the end of summer, early fall. And Minnesota in like that 2nd or 3rd week of September seemed like a good option, but I don't know. I want to try and expand my horizons. I want to be a little bit different. I want to try and do other things. I also have wanted to go to the Midwest Monster, and I feel like you and I've had that same conversation of like, even out of New Jersey, it's a little more accessible to me, but like, I don't really see much buzz about it anymore. It was more popular. It was like more popular.
I feel like it was a lot of like people we knew kind of trying to hype it up. And be, I was getting the same vibes as kind of like the industry summit, where like you can do really well or you can like not do really well.
Well, to be fair, the industry summit should never have been a card show. It should have just been like panels and like I don't really know how much you can panel when it's sports trading cards, but like
on that note, I had 2 things. One, October 11th is the Nashville card show, the national.
Dave's
Which
favorite.
is Dave's favorite. Which is actually was a very good show last time. I mean, I'm only an hour and a half away, but even I would have, if I flew to that show, I would be very happy.
Now, to be fair, I probably will consider going in October. The issue with the Nashville show, is they want to compete with Dallas. I don't know when the show calendar lines up. I've not really paid that far attention to it. And the venue kind of sucks. I don't like that venue. It's in like an airport hangar, and it's not next to anything. It's not really accessible to stuff. You have to.
Have you been to a Cleveland National?
No, I'm very concerned about the Cleveland National.
If you don't like airport hangars,
it's literally a hangar. Yeah,
it's literally just a hangar with a random helicopter.
Is the Ferris wheel still there?
Yeah, the Ferris wheel. That's what I'm thinking of. Random Ferris wheel and a Boeing 737 in the corner.
I think the last time the Cleveland National happened was 2017?
Yeah, that was my first national.
Yeah, so that was I was in cards, but I was like in college. I couldn't justify it for like the money I didn't have. Because like $1,500 or $2,000 back then was a significant amount of money, and like being poor, could not afford it. So that was the one time I missed it. Then obviously went to like Chicago a bunch. Actually, Chicago basically indefinitely until AC. I don't know. I'm on the fence about the Cleveland National in general, even going now, because like
you gotta go.
I know, but without table space, it just feels
Dave's
like
outings. He doesn't have a table.
Welcome to the club, buddy. I haven't had
welcome.
a table in the past like 8 years. You could do so. Yeah, it sucks. Your feet are like a nightmare after it. But
God, you gotta walk around.
Yeah, like a peasant.
I don't want to. I want to work smarter, guys. I don't want to work hard at all. Like, I just want to have nice stuff. I want to chill. I want to like just make money and go home and not deal with any bullshit. Is that really so bad? Yes.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
On that note, on panel shows, I wanted to pick your guys' brain. I don't know if y'all have talked about it on the podcast yet, but the Fanatics Fest in September, I think, August. September. August 12th.
It's middle of August, yes.
Yes,
so
middle of August.
We touched on that. You first.
No, what are your opinions on it? I'm curious.
So we touched on it briefly last episode. My opinion is, without knowing more information about it, I have hope that it could be good. Like right now, as someone who can commute into New York City, I could basically get there for next to nothing and sleep in my own bed. My expectations would be, if I were to set up, brought Casey with me, and like had some fun, like it was a fine show and I made my money back, I would call it a success. With knowing nothing about it right now, there needs to be more information available to dealers. We need to have ground rules and expectations accordingly, and I'll adjust my national, which is run by the same showrunners who do the national. They're trying.
East Coast National still a thing?
Yes. It's the same weekend.
If they keep trying to line it up with like major shows, the first one's gonna have to be like really card centric, or else people aren't gonna go to it the next one over the other shows. It doesn't make any sense. So the first one's gonna be huge.
It has to be like really good of a card show. And right now, it's like you're losing time. People gotta book things. New York's not a cheap place to go to, especially for half the country. Half the country didn't want to go to AC. New York City's a little better, but it's still really expensive and really tough to get to. So like, you got to start doing that now if you want to like overtake the national. Because if you have it once and people go, oh well, this is just like a jersey thing, or this is like a memorabilia thing for Fanatics, nobody's gonna go. You're not gonna compete with the national.
I agree with you 100%. I want to get EJ back on this podcast.
I messaged him. I'm like, hey, what's up with this? Like, what's the show like? Like, what
did he get back to you?
No, but I'm sure he's way busier things to do than message.
Exactly.
It's like me.
If we can get him on this podcast one time before the show happens, it would be incredible. Like, that is my goal. I love EJ. He's such a phenomenal guy.
Oh, I love him. He's a great guy.
He helped me with Speedy Card Lister. He introduced me to an affiliate that I can work with once everything gets up and running. The process is slow as shit because developing stuff takes a lot more time than I thought it would. Go figure. I said the spring. I'm happy I didn't put a deadline on it. But EJ at Burbank introduced me to a guy who was super helpful, and like, when this launches, I have a partnership right away because of him, and I can get in contact with eBay because of EJ. It's incredible. It's like the dude is just genuinely he's very real. He's a very nice person. So I'd love to have him on this again and like pick his brain about the show because it can do a lot of
potential.
It does,
Yeah.
it does. Like even if you don't love Fanatics, and I don't think any of us love Fanatics.
I don't love anybody.
Yeah, it's fair. Same.
In cards, I love my family.
Yeah, it's fair. Even if you don't love Fanatics, you have to at least give them the benefit of the doubt or at least some leeway because Panini and Topps got not decades, but years of experience or years of leeway with stuff, and it sucked. Showrunners have got a lot of leeway with stuff, and it's been a mixed bag in a nice way. So I'm more willing to give them time to make mistakes and correct things and then try to be better because at least they're trying things as opposed to an industry that frankly has not adapted in a decade at this rate.
Yeah, I think I like the adaptation they're doing. I like they're doing new stuff. I like that they're, trying, or at least trying to do new things. I'm always willing to like, hey, if you try and F up, I don't care. I'd much rather, but also we have to admit, like, especially when it comes to the National and some of these older like legacy shows, like it's just a cash grab at this point. Like it could be so much bigger and better than it is, but they don't. I mean, and then I don't know the inner workings. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend to be an expert by any means, but just looking at it from the outside, it's like it's the same crusty old dealers selling their 1927 Stein that no one wants. So it's like what you don't make any room or affordable for young kids. Like the National's all about like we want to make it fun for kids with all these interactive booths and everything. That's great, but if no kids can actively afford as they get older to be a part of that, you're just gonna phase out all the kids. Like we're all in our mid-20s ish here, so it's like we were in our teens not too long ago, and now we're in our mid-20s, and it's like not a lot of people can afford a $15,000 booth if they can even get that, or even let alone a showcase for $4,000 or $5,000, whatever crazy number it is.
I think
so it's like you alienate so many people by doing that. And I get it. There's space constraints. It's big. It's tough to put on a big thing. I totally understand that, but there just seems to be no leeway for like younger generations, and that's something I hope Fanatics really does better. Is I really hope they're willing to cater to like the next generation of people who actively want to set up, who actively want to do deals, and don't just go to Nationals to get away from their annoying wives.
You touch on a lot of things there, and Mike, I like how you and I have very similar thought patterns because this is something that I will always kind of bring up. If you want your dealers from the good old days of 1971 at the National, perfectly fine. I understand that legacy people, they helped you when the show was small. Cool. Nothing wrong with that. However, if you're actively telling them not to sell their showcases and trying to gatekeep younger people who cannot get into the showcase or into a booth or into any other way of the show, and you're telling them to actively not sell to them, why? Why are you trying to hurt your younger demographic who is going to be there anyway because you are going to die because you're much older? Like, be
gonna die with their cards too.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and listen, I don't hate on older dealers. Like they have a time and space, and I totally respect that, and I get they've been doing it a while. But at a certain point, it's more frustrating from the younger side looking in, thinking like, well, you gotta let everyone in because you just, like Dave said, you're just gonna gatekeep people, and that's like I said. I hope Fanatics does a better job of that, saying like, you know what. There is no order now. There's no priority. No one has, I've been doing it for 20 years. I don't have a slot allocation. Anybody can get it.
Or if they just did a random lottery every year.
Oh my gosh, dude. Just bring back the first off the line drops from 2020.
Yeah.
You would just bought that so quickly. It would be absolutely. Actually, collectors are pretty dumb, and we don't adapt well to technology. It would not be botted, but you'd have like Grandpa Joe, who's 81, not knowing how to use a computer, and that'd be like 85% of the dealers who try to get in. So,
dude, now that made me think of 2020 and 2019, like first off the line drops.
Yep, those were heavily botted. It was all.
Dude, I bought my wife's engagement ring from the profits I made. From my then girlfriend, now wife's engagement ring, from the profits I made selling a 2018 first off the line and National Treasures for basketball box.
That's scary that was the entire ring.
But you know what the crazy part? I had a little scheme going. A little scheme. I had all my fraternity brothers. I had like 40 of them going at once trying to get it.
How many?
I told him,
got
like,
in?
hey guys, you can make money doing this.
How many boxes did you get?
Like 1 or 2 each time. It didn't even work. And like I saw people get like, oh, I got 20 boxes, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, I have 40 guys doing this, and we got 1 box combined.
You know what actually was probably the best thing in terms of drops? Remember NBA Top Shot?
Oh my
No.
god.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Yeah, that was great.
I'm actually serious though. The one thing that Top Shot did well was their like allocation and like queue for not trading cards, NFTs, I guess. Because for anyone who was not aware of what NBA Drop Shot is, whatever it's called, I just forgot the name. Top Shot. What Drop Shot's the same thing too. It was basically you would join the raffle at any given time. If it started at noon, you join at noon, randomly chosen to a spot. If you get in, awesome. You are spot 1,000. There's 1,500 NFTs available. You're in. When it comes to your turn, you can go buy one.
Well, it was like a pack, right?
It doesn't matter, Kai. It was.
I think it was like the same thing as like the Madden when you used to like open packs on Madden. It was like kind of similar to that.
Well, that's how I got into trading cards, so it's a little bit different. Both actually worthless at the end of the day. Maybe Madden cards could outsell some of these NFTs. But the point was the allocation system worked because, hey, randomly generated queue, here's your number. Yeah, if you have 1,500 computers, I guess I can't stop you there unless you do by IP address. I don't know. I'm not that fucking smart. I just play with sports cards and somehow make money occasionally. Mostly lose money. I'm financially ruined. Hello. I buy kabooms at 100% comps apparently. So, I don't know.
There's been so many fun things over the years.
What's your guys' favorite like sham of all time?
Favorite sham. That's a good one. I'll let Dave go first, I think. There's definitely been. I have like a top.
I don't even know. I'm trying to think.
Arena Club is pretty bad. That's
not close to all time, Dave.
I'm trying to.
I got it. What was the product where they put the Ohtani Superfractor Bowman Chrome in, and then never put it in?
What?
Oh, there was a product back in like 2019 or 2020 where the guy who like bought the Ohtani Super, which is now worth way more than it was back then, but back then it was still worth a lot of money, and I think he was supposed to put it in the packs. Like all the packs are advertised as like it was like a repack before there was like packs, and I don't think he ever put it in because nobody ever pulled it, and people were like, "Well, what the fuck? Like, where's the card?" And I think he just sold a bunch of packs and then like never put the Ohtani in. I could be very wrong, but I remember that being like a huge thing back in like 2019 or something like that.
What's a good sham in? Replay basketball is a pretty good sham. Do you guys remember that?
Okay, replay it had some decently cool. It's like honors, right?
So, this might be 2015, 2016. I was just getting into sports.
Wasn't replay like 2010?
No. So what this was, it was basically Panini's way of getting rid of product. It was like white boxes and black boxes, but like a little bit different because it was like other numbered cards. It was so bad that they created Mosaic basketball from it.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So like Prism like really got popular right after that, but like the 2015 Mosaic, which was called Mosaic Prism, came as a result of like apology packs for how ass this product was. So that's pretty good.
I remember that. I remember replay. That was hot garbage.
It was.
I'm trying to think what else was like a big sham. I'm trying to think.
Black Mamba grading, big sham.
Was that a thing? Hold up, I've never heard of this.
That was someone like trying to make their own grading company, and I just remember commenting how this sucked. And then I came back 2 years later, and they stopped posting on it. And I said, "Yep,
this is. I've seen this. Yeah, you always see those like slabs. You're like, who made this?"
I'll throw HGA under the bus too because I
don't think it's HGA's a sham. I think HGA has a place. Everyone was a big HGA hater. They have a place, like in their grading, maybe not, but in their custom slab department, like if you had a Pokemon card, you wanted a custom slabs. Like the slabs looked cool. I like the slabs. I have some of them as far as like my Pokemon random collection stuff. It's like they were cool slabs and they like stayed in the lane. I think they had a legitimate like way of making a good money in this business, but I think they try to get into grading and the grading, like they've gotten to like PMG Jordans and stuff they had no business doing, and they just like another example of someone of a company who didn't know what they were good at.
I'm gonna say Veriswap.
Veriswap's actually going strong, I think.
I just think it's so dumb.
Kai hates
I'm
Veriswap.
the
Like I
biggest
hate
hater
Nash.
of Veriswap.
Why? Not that I'm like any big
It's just
fan or
like-
anything.
Like, why would I pay you 5% or whatever when I can just make a trade with someone I know? Like,
Because you don't get the verification.
what if they just steal my package? Like, what's stopping them from shutting down and taking everyone's packages as the middleman?
Nothing. What's to stop all these vaults? Alt Vault, PWCC
so
Vault,
fair.
Golden Vault, eBay Vault. Do you think any of these are SEC insured? Like
I mean, we
nothing
know
is stopping.
people at Alt and probably PWCC, so
Well,
we could
to
track
be
them down.
fair-
Well,
to be
no.
fair-
Listen, there was. Yeah, not gonna talk about that.
Yeah,
Can't do
watch
that.
what you say, Mikey. We don't want to get in too much trouble. Just the right amount. We want to
No, but like, there's nothing. There's no insurance. Like, you have no insurance. These companies can go bankrupt tomorrow and you lose all your cards. Like, oh wait, did that happen?
Oh yes. What was that?
Oh, I'm remembering it now. And now,
It was PWCC, right?
No, was
And
it?
they had to sell everyone's cards.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Wasn't it?
I remember there was something like that, and now I'm forgetting what it was. But now that's sounding familiar. Where like they got sold, where they sold.
They were giving like the upfront thing, and then they had to sell everyone's cards, right? Am I
Something
tripping?
like that. Again, this is a topic I'm not very
It was like a
educated on.
huge thing, like 2 or 3 years ago.
I remember a lot of people were really
Uh,
upset because they couldn't get their cards.
Looks like it was PWCC. They cut 30 employees. On
Oh, that's a whole other thing.
They gave people the money. Yeah, they gave people the money, and then they took the cards as collateral, and no one paid them off.
Investacard.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Oh, and
Investacard was a shame.
Investacard. Same thing. Yeah.
I mean, that was. I mean,
I
in all
forgot.
fairness, in all fairness, it's a sound business. I hate to say this as a company that went defunct. It at the time, it is a sound business. You know, a lot of places do loans with collateral. It's what a pawn shop is. The problem is, they didn't read the market.
Yeah. I mean, they just got screwed by like buying it at peak and everyone not
Yeah,
caring about
that
giving up
was-
their cards.
Oh my gosh, that's just like.
I'm gonna add just like influencers and sports cards in general. Like they're all kind of shams. The amount of fake content that I'm aware of is staggering, and I know very small pieces. So if what I'm aware of is fake,
Content's content though. All content on the internet is fake these days.
you're right. We're actually AI. I'm not sure about you, Mikey, but I'm not even here.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I feel like I don't have as much problem with influencers. I feel like they have the. For me, no, I'm not sitting there watching YouTube videos of cards. Gosh knows I have enough of it in my own life. But I think it's got like the old head dealers who have like 200% comps. They have their place. They do something for cards. What it is, I don't know. They're obviously doing well.
They pay for the table space.
They keep it show. Listen, some of them single-handedly are keeping shows alive. That probably shouldn't be alive, but nonetheless,
Yeah, I don't know. I think that in general, I would say the sports card market as a whole is relatively healthy, but you can absolutely trim the fat on a good amount of things. But we're also not one collective. There's no governing body of sports cards, what people like,
Not
obviously.
This
That
should
one-
be. This should be.
Dave, you're the president.
Oh gosh, I
You like
get
Hitler
deported
over here.
so fast. Yeah.
There are many worse candidates than me, but that's not saying much. All right, here we go. No, I if I had any position of power within sports cards, first off, fucking LOL, never gonna happen. I am such a shit poster. I cause too many issues as it is. You do not want me in charge of anything. Full stop.
What is
But-
it like? The thing is, there's no even power in sports cards. There's no power. It's just
It's
people
cards,
doing.
like,
It's just
who
cards.
cares?
That's the biggest thing. That's my biggest pet peeve. When people take it way too seriously, man. Like,
I mean, there is power within it in terms of like EJ is in a powerful position as like the director of dealer relations at Fanatics. Nat Turner owning PSA, super important role. Ken Golden, who still owns part of Golden, I imagine. I know he sold part of it. Like if you're like the head marketing person or the VP of like auction houses, eBay, Fanatics, Topps, Panini for as long as Panini exists. Like those are positions of power. But guess what? Those are also like real jobs. Sports card collector 1121 is not a fucking position of power. You own a trading card. Like,
yeah, people tend to take it way too seriously. Sometimes at the end of the day, to realize like this is just a cardboard. You know, it does not. You can make good money and you can have some fun and collect a huge PC, and that's what it's for. It's like it's meant to have fun at the end of the day. If you're not having fun, because I talk to people at shows all the time, and they're just like they're miserable there. I'm sure you all see it. And you're like, why the fuck are you here? You're like, you don't have to be here. I'll be like, oh no, I gotta come here. It's like an obligation for a lot of people to come, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, if it's not fun, like, stop coming.
A lot of people do this full time, and that's the issue. Like, that is a conversation of like, this should be fun is the main reason why I will never do cards full time on my current trajectory. Like, I can do 80% of what someone who does cards full time does in my limited capacity. Like, my job is pretty comfortable, my 9-to-5 job. Like, you obviously were memeing on me before the podcast started, but like Lego's pretty comfortable right now. BMW is pretty good for a couple of years. Like, my job is cozy. I can list shit on eBay during work or right after work or whenever. I can go to the post office. I can drop stuff off. I travel pretty frequently to the major card shows. What am I really missing? Like sitting at home on a Tuesday, 2 p.m. day drinking. Like, I don't know what other card collectors do when they're not at a card show and they're not listing stuff on eBay or like glazing each other up in their DMs because they're hobby legends. Like, oh yeah, bro, you're so great. Like, I don't really know what people are doing otherwise. So
yeah, I don't know what you would do full time, honestly, because I've always thought about that concept. Like, what would I do? Like, just scroll Facebook and Instagram and like try to find deals. Like,
just keep refreshing eBay until your eyes are bleeding.
Yeah, it just sounds like a miserable existence, dude. Like, that just sounds fucking brutal.
Now, I have had this thought in this conversation. What I would do if I did cards full time is I would strictly buy like $2 to $10 cards and list that shit on eBay like every single day for like 4 to 5 hours, let's call it. So like from 12 to 4, I'm working and I keep like some schedule, because buying that quantity of cards, like, you can get good margins, you can like do it pretty consistently, and that would be how I pay my bills. It would be work still, because it'd be like, man, listing shit on eBay sucks, but I gotta get it done, or I got packaged 300 cards today, like, let me put on a movie and like get this done. It'd be more fun. It'd be less, strict than a normal job. If I get tired and like don't feel like doing work today, I don't have to do it. But like, that would be how you pay your bills, and then I would travel to card shows like I do now, and maybe go to a couple more a month than I do right now. Like, what's the point?
Dude, packaging 300 cards sounds straight suicidal.
So, like, fun fact, I used to be a breaker. Not many people know this.
I used to be that.
Yeah. I used to for a very short time, I used to work for Blowout, actually, or like a Blowout store in Florida. And they used to send me cases while I was in college, and my job was like fill breaks. They were trying to like get into breaking. It was like a big thing, but I'd fill breaks, and I'd go on like my shitty camera, my shitty desk setup, and I'd open cards. I'd hit like a 2018, Lamar Jackson limited RPA, scream, oh my God. And then and this was back when I was like, 19 or something in college. And I can understand why a lot of breakers are divorced, man. Like, it wears on you. Like, if it's 2 a.m. and you're sick and all you want to do is sleep, and someone's like, wake up, someone wants a case of Origins. It's like you're going and doing it. So and I stopped doing it because I was like, this is not what the money, this is terrible. But it was like, the biggest thing that got me was not the filling breaks, was not the breaking. The breaking was actually fun because you're just opening boxes of cards for other people. But the worst thing was just the sorting and packaging, man. Like, it was brutal. My favorite thing to do was like Bowman Chrome HTA, where there was like nothing in there, or there'd be like 1 or 2 things that like the boxes where it's like 1 or 2 cards. Those are the best. The ones where you're now sorting Bowman Chrome and you're like, kill me now. It's 12 at night and I haven't even started shipping and I just finished sorting, and you're just like, I mean, I do that with my story sales sometimes. Like I had like 65 packages to pack up last time on my story sales, and like that took me hours, dude. It takes hours.
I mean, that is once again like to do cards full time. I 100% could do it. I have no doubt in my mind. It would not be hard. I could do it. Do I want to? Is a different conversation.
That's the thing. Is like, do you want to?
I would much rather work as smart as possible than work as hard as possible. Now, I have 300 cards on my desk right now that I'm listing on eBay, and like that's gonna be work. But like that's fine. I'm doing it once or twice right now because like it was good margins. And hey, let's call it a test case if David ever does cards full time because hey, this would be a normal couple days for David. Otherwise, might as well see if you want to kill yourself or not because this would be what you have to do.
What about you, Kai? Could you do it?
Sorry, I was bidding on something. I meant to bid $96. I just bid $996. So I'm a little.
I hope you
What
win
was
it, Kai.
It's like a Caitlin Clark lot.
Hang on, I'm gonna go bid on eBay $800 real quick.
Sorry, what were we talking about?
I hope you. Wait. What is the lot number? What is the lot? Someone's gonna win a Caitlin. Someone's gonna win a Caitlin Clark lot.
I hope I win.
$995 right now.
Yep. No, Kai, what you missed, asshole, was basically our conversation on like doing cards full time if you were to do it. Like my strategy would be selling like $2 to $10 cards, buying them at 50 to 60% cost because like they're cheap as fuck and no one ever wants to have them and do the work. Yeah, and listing and shipping and processing all that inventory on 4 to 5 hours a day basis with the idea being like, hey, you're still on some kind of schedule and like this would pay like the bills and like I would still travel like every major card show.
Yeah, I mean, if you got your speedy card lister to work and you just went to a show every other week, bought like 10 value boxes and brought them home, like you'd be fine.
So that is what speedy card lister step 1 could potentially be. If that ends up being a thing, Kai, and like it works better than I expect, and I'm also selling the service as well, there's a conversation. Like this is more of like, can I make something to make my life easier in the event I go and do this full time? I want to work as smart as possible. I don't want to work hard. So this is that first step. And also being able to sell the service is the goal too, because that can make way more money.
When you finish making it, how long do you estimate it would take to list like 5 or 10 cards?
Right now, we are working with 15 seconds from it taking the picture, scanning it, and populating the title, and then going to the next item. 15
So
seconds.
15 seconds including getting the photo or after you already have the photo?
That's from you taking the photo to like...
Are you working with like a scanner with this?
That's what I was wondering. I don't know.
So the technology works right now with a scanner and also pictures from your phone. The barrier of entry theoretically is nothing. But if your photo sucks, yeah, it's not going to work super well. Like, yeah, if you have a scanner, it's recommended. If you don't, then so be it.
You should sell those as a package.
Mikey's a freaking... his brain just works faster than all of ours.
I mean, listen, once again, like I want to make it super accessible, super cheap, all the good stuff. Obviously still in development, nothing's final. But once you have all the pictures uploaded on your computer, you drag them into the folder, starts to scan them, and then it takes 15 seconds from you dragging it into, oh, this is the card, here's the title, all right, next item. And it's not super
eBay. I can never deal with eBay. Every time I list stuff on eBay, I just want to like blow my brains out because I'm like, this is just nightmare fuel.
I don't love eBay either, but I've been on there so long. Like, I just hit 6,000 positive feedback, and I've sold over 15,000 items on eBay since 2015.
That's an aggressive amount.
I know. Like I've done it all. Like I don't really mind eBay a ton. It's just like, in my opinion, the best way to move certain stuff. And that doesn't include all the items I've ever sent off to consignment. Hell, even this morning, I sent 2 large priority boxes to DC Sports for consignment. I had one already there, and I have all the stuff on my desk, which was worth me listing, and that's at auction. So like, I'm about to sell like over 1,000 cards in the next 4 weeks from consignment and my own stuff.
See, I'll talk about stuff on my desk. I got this on my desk, and I thought it was really cool, so I'll share it.
I mean, that's disgusting. So for anyone who's just listening to the podcast, not watching, That's an Albert Pujols game worn flawless patch auto. I believe that's the 2, or is that the 5?
Out of 2.
There you go. Yeah, game worn patch auto.
Oh, flawless baseball gets no love, and I think it's actually a really good looking product.
It is. I mean, obviously the issue there is unlicensed baseball products.
Yeah, if it was licensed, it would be so nice.
I mean, what does that go for right now? $500, $750?
I was thinking like $750, $800 with like the logo.
Okay.
If it was obviously like just normal patch, I'd say probably like $400, $350.
Yeah, and if that was a top licensed product, that's Dynasty. It's probably $1,250, maybe $1,100. It's gonna be worth more, but you think more than that?
Yeah. I think with that patch on a private market, like if that was like a Dynasty card, like not the vertical, the horizontal, with that patch, that would like I would say out of 5 or out of 1-on-1. If it was a 1-on-1, I'd say probably like 2 to 25.
So
out of 5, probably like 15.
So for reference, which is super funny, 2023 Dynasty patch auto, the Angels logo to 10. No, I'm sorry, it's the 5. $2,000 our best offer on eBay right now, and a different patch similar, $1,250 best offer. I'm just curious to see if there's any that have sold. Actually, there is an exact sale. I'm gonna check Card Ladder super quick. We might actually have a definitive answer here. So,
does Mike know what he's talking about?
Now, Mike, you know what you're talking about. I'm curious if David knows what he's talking about.
Okay, but it also whoa. Now this is important because it depends on the logo. Pujols stuff in Angels logos does not bring nearly as much as this Dynasty in Cardinals uniform.
Of course, but yours is also an Angels one, right?
Well, it's unlicensed. It could be anything. It could even be another card.
I fucking hate you. You're such a piece of shit. So for reference, this one did 900. So it's kind of funny. This is obviously number 5. Yours is the 2. But yeah, if it was number 2 as well as your card, I think I was right on my price.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Never mind. I take that back. I was thinking Cardinals uni. If it's Cardinals uni, I think it's double that.
Yeah, I mean that's perfectly fine. I agree with you. Just kind of funny. Like we're all basically on the same page. We've been doing this all long enough that like we have a pretty good.
I'm so stupid.
That's fair, I know, but like we all have a pretty good feel for cards anyway. Like even if we're all dumb as hell. But one thing I do want to do as well before we get too far into the episode. So Kai and I have a friendly bet going on. Mikey, as we mentioned before, a huge NFL draft nerd, loves college sports. You should sell him all your college football cards, obviously. But we have a friendly wager going on. We are going to try and predict the top 10 of the NFL draft. Obviously, the time of recording, it is Tuesday, April 23rd. It's before the draft. Nothing's happened yet. There's been no major trades, as far as I know, at this moment in time. I'm trying to predict the draft. We get 1 point for the correct player and 1 point for the correct team for a maximum of 20 points. Loser has to wear a shirt that the other person buys for them for one day of the National. And we'll make it so it's not something that can get either of us thrown out. It can be inappropriate, it can be funny, but like we'll keep it PG-13.
Well, and I said this point off camera earlier, and I will stand by it, is that you could literally take a shit on the floor of the National and then like smoke crack in the corner and you would not get thrown out. But if you wore a shirt that was mildly offensive to one of the dealers, you'd probably get thrown out.
So if I win the bet, I'm probably going to get a shirt for Kai that says like, I pay 120% of comp. Please show me your cards.
Dude, that's so brutal.
That'll fuck your day up.
That's a good idea. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, that's good.
I went for the most like annoyance kind. Like I can make stupid, inappropriate, and like offensive memes. That's super fun. But like more of like bothering Kai seems to be the move in my opinion.
I think mine might be something about you helping everyone with their trade up challenge.
Ooh, that's a better one. I will help you with your trade up challenge.
That's a bad one.
Please
Kai.
record it.
Oh, that's so real good. Oh, please record it.
The back says that. Oh, that's a real. These are really good. All right.
That's good.
I'm pretty confident in my top 10 picks. I think will be a little bit different because obviously in this one you have to take some level of risk. You want to just start walking through them? You want to do pick one first, and we'll just go back and forth?
I was gonna say, do you want to go like 1-1, 2-2? Like, what do you want to do?
I think it's that way. Yeah.
Okay, well, 1, I think we
Drake May, baby. I'm kidding. It's Caleb.
can kind of lock that in.
Yeah, I think we agree there. All right, Commanders. I have Drake May.
I have Jaden Daniels.
Interesting. Okay, so first discrepancy. I think there's a good possibility they do go Jaden Daniels, but Drake May has been very projected to the Commanders for most of the draft process. I think there's some level of smokescreen there. So I think you absolutely could be right, but it's hard to say. I have the Patriots taking Jaden Daniels.
I have Drake May going to the Patriots, so flip-flop.
Okay, so there you go. Now here is my first major curveball. I have the Raiders trading up to 4 and taking JJ McCarthy.
Okay, I also have the Vikings trading up with both their first round picks to get McCarthy at 4.
Okay, so I think we're basically locking key here. Like, this is completely rational. I have the Chargers taking Marvin Harrison Jr. at 5.
I have the Cardinals then trading back up to 5 from the Chargers to get Marvin Harrison.
I just don't see that happening. Like, I don't think they're going to be able to. I don't think they're going to want to do that. But we're basically on the same page with one major difference.
Yeah.
Giants, Malik Neighbors.
Same.
Titans taking Joe Alt.
Same.
Falcons taking Byron Murphy II.
I don't hate that as a Falcons fan, but I have the Chargers trading up to 8 to get Rome Odunze.
Okay, this is where we're gonna have a discrepancy. I have the Bears at 9 taking Rome Odunze.
I have the Bears taking Byron Murphy.
Oh, so we're right there. Jets at 10. I have Brock Bowers, but I will throw in another caveat that I think it's entirely possible the Vikings trade up to 10 to take a Bo Nix.
Interesting. I have the Jets. I'm going to butcher this name, but it's the left tackle from Penn State, Olu Fashanu or whatever.
Yeah, it's a good one too. That was my second option.
Yeah.
So
where's Caleb Williams fall into this?
He's number 1 unless the Bears do the most hilarious thing.
See, this is how little I know about college football. Just
I
only by Hall of Fame people.
Do we think he has autos next year?
No,
he's probably Fanatics exclusive until 2020.
But he has Bowman. I don't know if that matters. I don't even know who.
He's also got Immaculate stickers.
I mean, didn't CJ Stroud have Bowman Chrome U autos too?
Never mind. I don't know.
Yeah. Wait, but Williams also has Immaculate stuff, and I think Treasures, but I could be wrong on that one.
I'm pretty sure Caleb's also in Antique Allegiant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Next year's draft class also seems to be pretty bad with QBs, but for all we know, there's still gonna be 3 drafted in the top 5 because
You talking about this draft coming up?
next year.
Oh, I mean, there'll be like Shadur.
Yep.
And then Georgia Beck, whatever his name is, Carson Beck.
And then Ewers from Texas, I think is supposed to be kind of good.
Arch Manning will be in the draft.
Yeah. The point is, there's always 3 quarterbacks that will always in the first round, unless you just have a 2022 draft where it's Kenny Pickett who just
this
sucked.
year. I mean, even outside of the top 4 dudes, I know Mikey's really big into this, but there's 8 or 9 dudes that could actually be quarterbacks in the NFL. I feel like this draft.
Listen, my biggest fear as a Giants fan is them trading up to 4 to take JJ McCarthy. That's my biggest fear.
Why is that a fear?
Because the Giants are so bad and so devoid of talent on offense in general that trading up more assets to get a QB who is going to be destined to fail makes it so it's not worth doing. They need to build up their offensive.
Fail though.
I know the Giants. I'm used to the Giants failing. The Giants need skill positions badly. This is the amazing draft class for wide receivers on paper, and Malik Neighbors at 6, if you can get him, absolutely incredible. Then, if they really want to take a quarterback, which I'm in favor of, because I don't think Daniel Jones is very good at all, I'd be okay with waiting to the 2nd or 3rd round and getting someone like Spencer Rattler from Oklahoma, or the guy from Tennessee. I forget his name.
Joe Milton or something.
Something like that. He's got an incredible arm, but like,
Yeah.
like you can take a shot on those guys.
I was gonna ask Mikey how you feel about the Clippers.
Oh, baby, this is our year. I knew what was different. I knew the secret sauce that we were missing. I didn't have a kid. That was the thing. That was it. All these years I've been, not a parent.
So if you look at the finals, like you're going confirmed courtside.
Yeah, $40,000 later. Just get $40,000 later. Get the fuck out of here.
Just call Steve Ballmer.
Oh yeah, my boy Steve. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Steve.
If they made it to the final, how expensive are NBA Finals tickets in LA?
Courtside or should get in?
No, just like fucking mid level.
I'm gonna say 700, 600.
I'm gonna say
no. It's gotta be more than that.
For nosebleeds, probably like 600-700.
If you can get them though, that's the problem.
But also,
I mean, you're the ticket guy. You're the ticket guy.
I can get them.
But then also, not for nothing, then you have to fly to LA.
Yeah, I gotta be in California. Ugh.
Yeah,
I think you got some issues there.
Okay, Kai, so what about we talking about like mid level? It's like good seats,
like
but not like
1,200, 1,500.
Oh, I'd pay $3,000 for tickets.
I would. I think. I mean, I've never gone to the.
I feel like they gotta be more just thinking about like like Super Bowl tickets. I know that's like a whole nother.
But it's also the Clippers.
Well,
so they're the second
NBA
show.
is also like a 7-game series.
I know that's a good point.
Yeah.
And it's the Clippers.
And
it's not the Lakers.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I got a 3-month-old. That'd be tough.
I feel like for the culture, you got to go.
I feel like I got it. Like if it was like, dude, even if they made it to like the conference finals, which they never have. Yeah. No, they did.
Yeah, they did. Didn't they make it with Lob City?
No. I don't think they've ever made it to the Western Conference Finals.
Wow, that's really bad.
That's nutty.
They've never won league or conference titles. They've never won their conference titles. I mean, they've been there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can't talk shit. I'm a Nets fan, so like, I'll just die in the corner too. But...
Yeah, I guess I really can't say anything either.
Hey, that Hawks game we went to was pretty dope, though.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun, and you guys actually made the conference finals not too long ago. So,
yeah.
Listen, not for nothing, Trae Young's legacy in Atlanta, if he gets traded, is Knicks fans just hating him to the point where now one of your guards getting traded, and his legacy in New York is so profound that even at a game multiple years later where he's not playing, they still were chanting "fuck Trae Young."
It's insane. I don't know how he's so rent free.
You know what? That's another person who like is so unfortunately shilled. It's kind of sad. It's like I would actually buy Trae Young cards, but you literally you can't touch his market. It's so sad. Yeah.
I mean, you can't buy them or sell them.
Correct.
Well, that's the thing. Is like you can't buy them because they'll get shilled, and if you do buy them like at a show, you're never gonna be able to sell it because all the comps and I mean all the comps are fake.
It was kind of weird how fast that started because I know in maybe 2021, 2022, he was like really liquid, easy to buy and sell.
He was good for so long, and he just and he's still somebody who you could still probably, if he wasn't, shilled to the moon, he probably would still be on the Donovan Mitchell level as far as
It's just weird how that started to happen. I wonder why people started to do that.
Now, what's it true? Who the hell is buying an NTRPA?
Dude, it's true. I sold a BGS 9 for $32,000 on eBay auction 2.5 years ago, and a 9 just did $4,000 or $5,000.
Assuming it wasn't shilled.
Yeah. I guarantee it was shilled.
It probably was.
That's
the
sad part.
This isn't even a conspiracy theory because it's it's a known hobby fact that the Philippines and Filipino collectors are oddly shilling Trae Young cards for whatever reason, and
someone over there's got to have a gold mine of Trae Young that they just can't move, but they're shilling everything. It's crazy.
But the problem is, it's you've now that. It's so frustrating because that could be a player who can actively be a good liquid player who who would sell really well probably. He came out with Luka. I mean, I'd probably put him if he didn't get shilled all the time, the Ja Morant level maybe. Ja Morant, Donovan Mitchell, that type of price range. I don't think Donovan's higher end brings as much as Ja's anymore, but
No, the
Yeah,
issue with
you can't even like guess where he would be. It's so weird. Like,
Yeah, you don't know. Like,
Yeah.
would he be close? Like, he obviously would be Luka level, but he wouldn't be like. He would be nothing.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be like Karl Anthony Towns level. He'd be more than that.
it's so interesting to me that, like, I mean, you can chill cards all you want all day, but like, as these young players become middle-aged players, as they reach the end of their careers, their NTRPAs, their Prism Golds, their rookie autos are going to drop like 95%, like from their peak, maybe even more than 98, 99%, because like, what is the end goal with most of these cards? You want to own a rookie card of a future Hall of Famer. Donovan Mitchell's probably not going to go to the Hall of Fame. Trae Young probably not going to go to the Hall of Fame. Ja Morant probably not going to go to the Hall of Fame. Like, these are incredible young players, but eventually they're going to be middle-aged players. They're going to be past their prime players, be end of their career players.
I'm gonna quickly disagree with the Trae Young part, but isn't it crazy that they're going into their 7th season next year? That
Whoa, what?
The Luka Trae year, there's gonna be their 7th season.
And you know what? And this irks me because it's like they're going into the 7th season. I think Luka is bananas good. I don't think anyone can argue that. What has he accomplished? I know his team's always sucked, but you can't tell me he's the next coming of LeBron when, you know, LeBron brought that absolute hot garbage juice team of the Cavaliers to the finals and won. You know, it's like, is he LeBron?
I would say the talent in the NBA today is better than it was in the early to mid 2000s.
Oh, I agree, but I mean, also, I think the thing is, it's like if you look at a player like Giannis and his pricing, Giannis has already won a finals, you know, had all the accolades. Doesn't sell as well as Luka. That definitely not these days.
We will see a very interesting thing happen once these players start retiring. Once their assets are set in stone, their careers are done, they're going to drop tremendously. Like,
I'm gonna have a hot take here. I think if Luka does not secure a championship or does not move, and he just stays with with Dallas the rest of his career, I could see like Dirk level pricing. You know, like if that.
Yeah.
If that. I'm thinking like maybe Reggie Miller, you know?
Yeah, because I mean, he's basically like I don't know if you can even say he's better than Dirk, but he's not going to have the championship then, so I don't know.
Yeah, he's not going to have the toughest championship of all time, in my opinion.
Here's the thing, too, is like, how do you even compare Luka Doncic NTRPA to a Dirk Nowitzki card? What is the fucking comparison? Yeah.
Top Strong Refractor 10, you know, maybe a PMG, you know, a red PMG of Dirk, you know.
There'll be an interesting conversation long after this podcast is gone of like these players at the end of their careers and what their pricing is, and it's going to be dirt cheap.
But you know, the thing is, it's like we've already seen it. We've been through it. Well, how about, okay, I'm going to go through the years. And you just name me somebody. And now, granted, the talent of these classes hasn't been like spectacular. But you name me a single person whose NTRPA will sell over $10,000. Well, let's do it. 2016.
That's Ben Simmons draft class. I literally don't think any of them do.
2015.
I mean, the only possible. Oh wait, 16 would be Jokic, right? Or
no,
15. 15 Jokic, but he doesn't even have an NT.
He doesn't have an NT, so okay. Yeah. But he's got $10,000 cards, so I'll give it to Jokic. I completely forgot.
I mean,
Cat does nothing. Cat's got nothing.
Not so.
You got Montrezl Harrell, but just, you know. Okay, by the way, hey, I'm talking to you, Asian collectors. If you want to shill something, shill Montrezl Harrell cards. Make me rich. 2014. What do you even have in 2014?
Who the fuck 2014?
2014. I'm actually pulling a basketball reference right now.
I'm trying to think what the prism looks like.
So
yeah, that's how I think about it. That's a sad part.
Isn't that sad?
2014 is Jokic, which we just talked about.
2015.
Yeah, it is. I'm on basketballreference.com.
No, 15 is Jokic. You're literally wrong.
Yeah, you're literally wrong.
Okay, it's the 2014 NBA draft class. So they're in 2014.
Yes, 2015 cards.
Yes, so we're both right, assholes.
Jokic's rookie year is 15-16, though. How does 14 draft make any sense?
Did he stay an extra year in Serbia? Maybe.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So I have a good point to prove this. 2013, you got absolutely another one. You got like Michael Kidd Gilchrist.
13's Giannis.
Oh fuck yeah, you're right. Damn. Okay. Damn.
Anyway.
I forget my whole argument. My whole argument is completely null.
Who
I'm
the
done.
fuck's in 2014 though? I'm losing my mind.
I don't think anybody's in 2014. Okay, so you got okay. So of all this, you have Jokic, Giannis, because I don't think any like NT. Yeah. Oh, and B in 2015.
14, apparently.
Okay, yeah, but his NT. What's his NTRPA's doing? I don't even know.
Probably.
I'm gonna be surprised. I'll tell you right now.
Probably like 6, 7, I would think.
Yeah.
8.
I stand completely corrected on this. But
I mean, there's only like 2 or 3 guys.
But that's what I'm saying. Think about like Klay Thompson. Think of the 11-12 drive class. Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard,
Dude,
Klay
those
Thompson.
Kawhis used to sell for so much.
So much. Now
I owned like
pennies on the
those.
dollar.
Oh my God.
Pennies on the dollar. Last one did 4,200 for a BGS 9 true RPA for Embiid.
Embiid.
Yeah.
You can buy an Embiid NCRPA right now for $5,000 on eBay.
Okay, to put it in perspective, a Kawhi true RPA, without granted they were out of 199 that year, but I don't think it matters because they're still trues. BGS 9.5 just sold for $3,800.
Exactly. Okay, so you're
two-time NBA champion,
Hall of Famer,
guaranteed Hall of Famer at this time.
one of the best players in his prime in the NBA.
Future 3-time NBA champ, Kawhi Leonard with the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
But think about it. $3,800. Now, granted, Kawhi's not the most likable guy, but you got players like Paul George. Granted, hasn't really won anything, but like top tier player.
What does a Paul George NCRPA go for? Hang on.
If I had to guess, I'd say probably like $700-800.
Dude, Paul George is like a really weird collector base though, like very diehard, like crazy.
Oh yeah.
Because he also doesn't have a lot of rookie stuff, I don't think.
A true NTRPA just did 2,700 ish.
Exactly. So like, and they're only going to go down more as time goes on. And these are players who have accomplished more in their careers than 98.95% of people in the NBA draft this year, last year, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever.
So since Steph in 2009, you had Giannis, and then like 2018. So 2009 and 2018, you had Giannis and Jokic. That's it. And by the way, both of those out the gate cost literally nothing. So there was a lot of investment opportunity. You have people like Luka out the gate, which is hot. All just downhill from there.
Well, the problem is you can't do the investing now. Like everyone, like people are like just priced in. It's ridiculous.
I'm going to disagree with
Mikey. I'm
Mikey.
going to say 2017 you have Tatum. So I'll say to 2017, not 2018.
So, Mikey, I'm going to disagree with you also because I remember pre-COVID buying Luka base prism cards on the bus in New York City for $10 a pop.
I'm not talking about base prism. I'm talking about NT.
I understand that, but like his pricing was still like affordable.
No, you're wrong though. That was the whole market. It wasn't.
That wasn't his pricing. His base prism, like $10 for a base prism, was fucking ludicrous. Like that was the thing. If you look at his NTRPA, that's another thing.
Let's look. I'm going to check card ladder real quick.
Oh, Dave's fact checking us.
I'm curious. Yes,
but my thing is like you look at a Wemby, like the Wemby Black 101 that sold for like what $500K.
That was the shimmer too, right?
It was the shimmer, but with all the stuff that happened with the True Black, people were kind of talking like with all the Kurt's card care stuff like that, people were talking like, oh well, this is gonna go higher because people would rather have the shimmer unaltered. But anyway, like where's it gonna go from there? You can get think about the LeBron rookie you can get for $500K.
Yeah.
Like, I know people don't buy these things with like thinking like that. It's all a game of hot potato, but like,
you can buy true RPAs of Luka looks like for about $9,000 at release.
And I'd like to point out that in a LeBron, last LeBron exquisite RPA BGS 9 true out of 99 good auto with a nice solid patch. I don't know if the patch is swapped. Give me that. Did 268.
It's fucking crazy.
Okay. So you can get 2 of them. Now, granted, I don't know if the patch swapped. Please don't get on me, LeBron collectors. It could be worth more. But just given that comp and my own stupid mind, you can get almost 2 of those for the price of the Wemby 101. Yeah, what's a LeBron like? Does he have one-on-one rookies? I know he's got some like off-brand ones. I know he does. I don't know. He doesn't have like any major brand. I don't think.
Is it crazy to say that? I feel like Wemby's probably actually valid for having insane prices.
Well, that's the thing. Is like of Zion, of Ja, of like all these people of the past recent year, Cade Cunningham, Paolo. I think Wemby's the actually like only one that I'd be like, oh shit. Like,
I know. He's like, what the fuck? I've never seen this before. I feel like it's decently like.
I like him. I like the guy. I think he should be. I think he should be very well priced. But $500K, man. Like where? Like I just feel bad because it's like, where do you go from there? It's like you have such high expectations.
What's going to happen? And this could be recorded and known for years. Is Wemby is now the hobby's golden child, and therefore he can do no wrong. His prices will continue to go up until some point in time, whether it's 2 years into his career, he gets hurt all of a sudden, or the Spurs don't win 70 games next year. And, this shiny prospect or this quarterback or this random person is now the new hobby goat, and we must elevate him to the pedestal. And Wemby gets taken down a notch. And then, the Spurs don't win a championship in his third year. He's taken down a pedestal. Oh, wait, now Wemby got paid. And all of a sudden, like, he's doing something else. Down a pedestal. It happens with every single player who becomes like the golden child. See Trevor Lawrence, Zion Williamson, John Morant, any quarterback basically taken in the NFL draft. They're always put on a pedestal, and then something knocks them down until the new one comes up, and then the prices will reflect that. Wemby will go down 40-50% regardless.
He already has. That's the crazy part. He's been balling out of his mind, and he's still down. Like,
we also have to factor in he's got like the Ben Simmons, like CJ Stroud thing where he has like half as many cards. He doesn't have autos. So
yeah, that's true. Which I think helps. You would think that would help his prices.
Yeah.
Like the supply is halved. So you would think that helps. Like Ben Simmons stuff was crazy because he didn't have it. But like
you'll be able to buy Wemby rookie cards of good fucking products like Flawless and NT around this time next year.
I think that meme of like the Toy Story guy was like, I don't want to play with you anymore.
Yep.
I just like that, but with Zion's face just going to the trash can. Like, dude, the hobby is over Zion. No one wants him anymore.
I was so right about Zion. It is the one thing I will always come back to. I nail his prices being wrong. I fucking made fun
I feel like
of
it did take a genius to do that, though. Like, no offense, Dave, you're a very smart guy, but like,
I'm kind of smart. No, obviously there's nothing wrong with that, but I called it out for years and people got on my ass about it. I nailed his prices would go down. I nailed he would get hurt. I nailed he'd be healthy this year. Everything I said about Zion has been.
You nailed he would get hurt like after he got hurt for like the 7th time, though.
Sure, but I also predicted he'd be healthy this year, and I was right about that. So I flipped.
Hey, give me some S&P 500 futures right now. Let's put it to the test.
What?
Give me some S&P 500 futures right now.
Everything goes up and then down. Follow me for more investment advice.
Yeah, I mean, when you land like Derrick Rose at like 400 pounds, it tends to fuck up your ankles.
Yeah, I don't think you can win a championship with Zion as your best player.
Dude, what was with them just giving crack to Ja and Zion? They both just fucking try to kill themselves every time they go to dunk or something.
Dude, I mean, what's very crazy about Zion's not even the best person on his team.
Who do you think's better?
I mean, Brandon Ingram, you can make an
argument.
Yeah,
I was going to say Brandon Ingram. I think Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum over Zion.
No, you're crazy.
No.
They're both so overrated.
I don't.
Brandon Ingram on a good team, dude. I take that all day.
Herb Jones is their best player. You heard it here first.
Trey Murphy, that is the first time I've heard that.
Trey Murphy's a dog.
Sure, but I don't think you can win a championship with John Morant either as your best player or Zion. I mean, we've not seen the Celtics win a championship with Tatum as their best player, so it's
that thing with Jaylen Brown. He has like one more year to win like 5 championships or whatever.
Yeah. If the Celtics can't win the championship this year, I don't think they can ever with their current core.
Jaylen Brown said like 5 years ago in an interview or something that they were going to win like 5 straight championships. It's like some girl.
Yep. It's absolutely awful.
No, I and this is just like, and I hate to say this because I like the Celtics. I think they're so great. If you can't win this year, I feel like you got to blow it up. You're such a good team, but at the end of the day, you're not better than another team, and that's what matters.
I don't know who's going to win the championship this year. I really like
Clippers.
Dude, I've wanted the
think they're-
Clippers to win for the last like 3 years. I'll tell you that,
Dude.
Mikey.
Underdog story. Okay, but the thing is, I hate this. I hate this current squad. I hate it so much. If this was any other team, I think it's so toxic and I hate it. Like, I'm not a Kawhi fan. I love Paul George. Wasn't the biggest Harden fan. Didn't like his signing. I didn't think it was going to mesh well. Westbrook is like painful to watch sometimes. So like, if this was like the Rockets, I'd be like, what a
What's that
trash
thing
team.
from the like a Rudolph movie, the Island of Misfit Toys or whatever?
Dude, that's literally
Yeah.
what it
What it
is.
feels
It's
like,
like, and that's what it feels like. I feel like if we win this, it's such a far cry from like the Clippers I know. It's just an amalgam. It's like it really does feel kind of like a super team, and which I've always hated. I've always disliked super teams. So it really feels like you bought Kawhi, you bought Paul Jet.
You have 4 All NBA players.
Yeah, but it'd be
Yeah.
a super team like 2017. That's the issue.
Well, 2017 got in the bag.
This
But the
team
thing
wouldn't
is-
lose the game.
Yeah.
Well,
But the thing is, like, if you look at like the last game, Harden looked like OG Harden. Because when we got Harden, I was like, oh, James Harden, the 40 to 50 point a night James Harden.
I don't think that's accurate, Mikey. But you know, listen, you got the retirement home. That's you have the good boy. Your team is like the National, but it's like all the old dealers play basketball with one another.
Oh,
That's what you
dude.
do.
Okay. Imagine Culture Collision, but instead of like slightly obese, like 25-year-olds, it was actually all the 70-year-olds from the National.
That may convince me to actually go back to Atlanta.
I
I will
would
never go back.
I would
otherwise.
watch that.
I'd actually pay good money for that.
And if you could help us coordinate that at Culture Collision, make sure to leave a comment below.
Well, that's a good ending point. I gotta go watch the
Yeah,
Clippers.
I got nothing else to add here. Kai, anything you want to sign us
I'm
off
good.
with? All right. Thank you guys
Big
for
things
watching.
coming to the hobby soon from Mikey's Cards. Dave and I are working on something really cool.
Invest.
Yeah, we're also scheming. Hey, Kai, Mikey also used the word scheming here,
With
and you
ski-
laughed at me. We all think it.
And no, we're not trimming cards. We're not doing repacks.
Not
It's
yet.
gonna be really cool. Y'all will want it.
Kai's actually Edward Scissorhands.
Okay, well, we're done here.
All right, thank you guys for watching and listening. See you next week. Bye.